a radio station in India, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. Police launch murder investigations after an unidentified man found dead in Chunga compound. Lusaka Mayor pledges 20% of parking levy revenue to safer walking and cycling infrastructure. And UK approved plans for Chinese mega embassy. This bulletin is live on our Facebook page, 5FM Radio Zambia, and live on our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie. The Zambia Police Service in Lusaka has launched investigations into an alleged murder after the body of an unidentified man was discovered in Chunga compound. Police say the report was received today, January 20th, 2026, around 06 hours through Matera Police Station. Deputy Public Relations Officer Chipo Kaitisha confirmed the incident. According to Ms. Kaitisha, the report was made by Ms. Virginia Mwape, a 60-year-old resident of Chunga compound, who discovered the body while on her way to buy items from a nearby shop in the Madimba area. For the shop to open, she noticed a man lying on the ground in a pool of blood and immediately alerted the police. She says found the deceased lying on his back without a shirt or trousers. A physical inspection revealed deep cuts on the face and ear. Stones were also found scattered around the scene, raising suspicions of foul play. Ms. Kaitisha says the deceased is believed to be aged between 35 and 40 years old, and his identity is yet to be established.
From Ms. Virginia Mwape, a 60-year-old female resident of Chunga compound, the reporter stated that she discovered the body of an unidentified male aged between 35 and 40 lying on the ground in a pool of blood with multiple cuts on the head. Brief facts of the matter are that around 06 hours, the reporter left her home to purchase some items from a nearby shop located in Madimba area. While waiting for the shop owner to open, she noticed the body of a non-male person lying on the ground in a pool of blood and immediately informed the police. Police officers rushed to the scene and found the deceased lying on his back in a pool of blood. The body was found without a shirt or trousers.
Meanwhile, the Zambia Police Service has formally charged and arrested Honorable Miles Walia Sampa, aged 55, of Leopards Hill, Nyumbayanga in Lusaka, for the offense of transmission of unsolicited or deceptive communication. Deputy Public Relations Officer of the Zambia Police Service, Chipo Kaitisha, confirmed the development, stating that the charge is contrary to Section 19, subsection 1D of the Cybercrimes Act No. 4 of 2025. Information and Media Permanent Secretary Mr. Tabo Kawana has urged other commercial banks to emulate Sanako Bank's efficient payment system for farmers supplying maize to the Food Reserve Agency, FRA. Mr. Kawana made the call during a visit to Zanaco's Chisamba branch in Chisamba district, where he went to assess the progress of payments to farmers. He commended Zanaco for its well-organized and efficient payment process, which uses a depot-by-depot approach supported by a cash-in-transit model. Through this system, the bank is able to deliver cash directly to more depots and villages, allowing farmers to be paid at their locations. The permanent secretary noted that the approach significantly reduces travel costs and inconvenience for farmers, especially those in far-flung areas. He added that each transaction takes less than 2 minutes, enabling queues to move quickly and ensuring timely service delivery. Mr. Kawana acknowledged that some farmers remain anxious due to personal and operational commitments, but assured them that payments are ongoing and expected to ease their concerns. Meanwhile, Mr. Kawana said prospects for the upcoming farming season remain positive. He revealed that farming inputs were supplied on time, fields have been prepared, and crops have already been planted, raising expectations of a bumper harvest. The permanent secretary is expected to visit other areas to ensure that payments continue smoothly across oil depots.
Witnessed here today, at least employed by Zanaco, are very good systems because when the people come, they bring their receipts, they're registered, they're put in lines, and their names are being called, and they're going there. The pay point is taking not more than 2 minutes. Somebody is paid and the queue is moving, and the farmers are being paid. So it is exactly like we have stated, that the money is with the banks, and the banks are paying the farmers. So the issue is not that farmers have not been paid. The issue is that farmers are being paid. And that is what is important to state.
Mayor Chilando Tangala has reaffirmed Lusaka's commitment to making the city safer by dedicating 20% of annual parking levy revenue to improving walking and cycling infrastructure across the city. The decision, approved earlier in 2025 during the third Ordinary Council meeting, has been in effect since 1st January 2026. This investment is also supported by the Partnership for Healthy Cities, a prestigious global network of more than 70 cities committed to saving lives by preventing non-communicable diseases, NCDs, such as heart disease, diabetes, and cancer and injuries. The Lusaka City Council agreed that starting 1st January 2026, 20% of revenue collected from parking levies each year will be dedicated to constructing walking and bike lanes. This initiative is being implemented under the Housing and Community Amenities Sub-Program, Roads and Drainage, and which is allocated a total of 1,491,440 kwacha, representing 20% of the total annual parking fees, as reaffirmed during the fourth Ordinary Council meeting held on 14th January 2026. This progress demonstrates the Council's leadership in advancing a more sustainable and people-focused transportation network. Luapula Province Permanent Secretary Prudence Chinamakangwa says the Constituency Development Fund (CDF) has significantly transformed service delivery and infrastructure development across the province. Mrs. Chinamakangwa said this in Mansa on Monday morning when she received a delegation from the Ministry of Finance and National Planning led by Assistant Director for Monitoring and Evaluation Linda Chonia during a courtesy call ahead of project spot checks. The permanent secretary noted that despite limited centrally funded projects, Luapula has recorded tangible development gains through CDF, including the construction of schools, clinics, and maternity facilities, which have reduced long distances previously traveled by learners and expectant mothers. She said the developments align with the presidential directive of leaving no one behind, adding that CDF has become a game changer in communities that previously had no access to essential social services. Mrs. Chinamakangwa, however, appealed for more centrally funded projects, particularly to complete stored government office infrastructure, warning that delays often result in vandalism and wastage of public resources. Meanwhile, Ms. Chonya said the monitoring exercise will cover Mansa, Chipili, Chiengi, and Samfya districts and aims to assess progress on both CDF and centrally funded projects to ensure accountability and effective use of public funds.
We have conducted this activity regularly every quarter. We conduct a spot check of this project, the government and also the city. Yes, so this is why we are here. So we have selected Mansa, Chembe, and Samfya to go and build CDF and local government funded projects. So in Mansa and Chipili, I think on our program is also see centrally funded projects that are complete. But I think we've heard on the ground that we don't have a lot of centrally funded projects that are complete.
And in other news trending this evening, Education Minister Douglas Yaralima has announced an improvement in Zambia's 2025 school certificate examination results, describing performance as unprecedented. Health Minister Elijah Muchima has established the Mental Health Council Board, adding that it is a significant step towards prioritizing mental health services in the country. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
Water Development and Sanitation Minister, Engineer Collins Vu, says the appointment of new boards for the Luapula, Southern and Western water supply and sanitation companies carries a huge responsibility, as water remains central to public health, food security, and economic growth. During the unveiling and training of the boards of directors, Engineer Nzovu reaffirmed government's commitment to universal access to safe water and sanitation under President Hakainde Hichilema, announcing a sharp increase in budgetary support to commercial utilities from 26.5 million kwacha in 2025 to 112.4 million kwacha in 2026, a rise of over 300%. Engineers of who says piped water has also been zero rated for VAT to cut operating costs. The minister directed the new boards to focus on completing ongoing projects on time, improving financial performance, reducing water losses, and modernizing urgent infrastructure. He also encouraged the use of public-private partnerships and energy-efficient technologies to strengthen service delivery. Engineers of who urged the boards to uphold integrity and accountability, saying the nation expects reliable, safe water and dignified sanitation for all.
This is good news to the water utilities. This is good news to you, the board members. It's not exactly good news to the government of the Republic of Zambia because we are getting these resources to the water utilities when we're supposed to be using these resources for other services. So we want you to win your water utilities, madam, away from government support. You need to operate as a commercial entity, one which makes money from your own water utilities, one which is able to do maintenance from your own resources, one which is able to pay statutory obligations from your own resources.
Ends the business news, and in foreign news, the UK has approved China's plans for a huge new embassy in central London, despite opponents warning it could be used as a base for spying and pose security risks. A government spokesperson said intelligence agencies had been involved throughout the process, and consolidating China's diplomatic premises into a single site would bring clear security advantages. The decision, which has repeatedly been delayed, had posed a challenge for the government as it seems to balance its desire for closer ties with Beijing with warnings of the threat posed by China. It comes as Keir Starmer is expected to visit Beijing early this year, becoming the first UK Prime Minister to do so since 2018. And in sports news, Fulham are in talks to sign winger Oscar Bob from fellow Premier League side Manchester City. The 22-year-old has fallen down the pecking order under Pep Guardiola following the £62.5 million signing of forward Antoine Semenyo this month. Sources have told BBC Sport talks have taken place between the two clubs, but the cottagers have yet to make a formal offer. Bob, who has also had interest from Bundesliga side Borussia Dortmund, has featured 15 times for City this season without scoring. Up next, the weather report.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
The evening is mainly cloudy and warm to mild with isolated rain and thunderstorms. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that headlines.